quarter, dude. She's down.
Let's go.
Dude, I just shot a deer of a lifetime.
Freaking smoked him.
One with nature, and if you're a believer, one with God.
Definitely gets your heart pumping. Boy, you are in trouble.
Fall Obsession Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Fall Obsession Podcast episode. I'm Sam, I'm your host this week. Our podcast is driven by Ridge Rock Hunt Company, and I'll talk about them at the sponsor segment at the end. Joining me this week, I'm super excited to have two newcomers to our podcast. RJ Cianciarulo and Aubrey Miller are our guests this week. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thank you very much for having us. It's an honor to be here.
Our first.
It's one of my only podcasts I've done with somebody else.
Yes, my first.
Yes. So sorry if it's a little rough.
Yeah.
We're great.
I'm a little camera shy too, so that's okay.
We're laid back and casual around here. There's no worries about that. I stumble over half my words half the time, it seems like, anyways. So.
Okay, good. We're good.
So I want to start us off, just for our listeners that might not know anything about you guys. Just give you guys an opportunity to introduce yourselves and just kind of tell us kind of where you're from and what you do.
Okay.
Start us off.
Well, I'm Aubrey Miller. I don't know, sorry. I grew up in Illinois. Didn't really do a whole lot of hunting. Wasn't really involved with the outdoors until I met him in 2019. And we started,
sucked her into it.
Yeah, started dating, and then I think I went on my first hunt like a year after. I think it was youth season in Illinois, and I got my first deer. It was awesome. And then I fell in love with it. And I've been addicted ever since.
Now she's dangerous. Extremely dangerous.
Extremely competitive too. I just want to,
Very.
She's out shooting you now, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to. I have a lot to look up to, but yeah, he's taught me so much, and I'm just so appreciative of him. But
yes, and this is, I don't know if she's in frame, but this is our cat meow.
We've had a wide variety of animals make appearances on our podcast before, that's no problem at all.
We might meet Mouth, which is our cat, and then we have Captain, which is a Florida cur. He's sleeping right now, but yeah.
But go ahead. I just talked about myself.
I'm RJ Cianciarulo. I grew up hunting under my parents. I've had a television show this is their 23rd season for Archer's Choice and 18th season, I think, for The Choice. And I couldn't have had better mentors. Yeah. They taught me everything that I know, and all of my thanks goes out to them because I obviously wouldn't be here without them. But I kind of grew up into this. I know very little over the years. I took in as much as I could, but of course, as I was young, it was hard to remember a lot of it. And now I am definitely what I like to call an alcoholic.
Alcoholic. Yes. Okay.
I got the elk bug for sure.
Oh my
gosh. Moved out west. I was born and raised in Illinois as well. Yes. And we moved out west in 21. Yeah. Right? And now we live in Colorado. Wow. And
crazy.
We would not go back.
No, never.
No, not at all.
Just to visit family, but that's about it. But yeah, we love it out here.
What part of Colorado?
Trinidad, if you know it, it's way south.
It's right on the border of New Mexico.
Yeah.
We're actually south of Trinidad.
Okay. Yeah, we drive through there every year when we go up there on a ski trip. So yeah, I know exactly.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful out here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, very cool. Yeah, I remember your name, RJ. Is very, very unique, and anybody who's been around the hunting industry probably has heard your name or your parents' name before and everything. And actually, I can remember as a kid, like growing up watching the old like Monster Buck VHS tapes and stuff like that, and seeing your parents on those shows, and then even seeing you when you were younger starting to hunt on some of that stuff as well. So it's been kind of cool to see y'all's journey and how just a bunch of people, not just y'all specifically, but all sorts of different people just evolve and grow in this industry and grow with it has been really cool to watch. So
well, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're hoping we don't want to come into this because as you guys know, Aubrey's brand new.
Yeah.
I am coming into the mentality like I know nothing because I truthfully don't.
Yeah, we have
And-
so much more to learn.
Yeah,
so
and we
much.
want to do all that we can to share all of this knowledge that we
Yeah.
are learning because we have so many opportunities out there with my parents or with all of these other professional hunters or guides or outfitters or everybody that we have an opportunity to go out there with. And we want to share all that we can, which
Yeah.
is kind of what our goal is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. What so kind of diving into that avenue a little bit, because again, some of our listeners might have been hearing your names for the very first time. What are you guys doing in the world of content creation and the shows and all the different types of things that you guys have going on? Because it seems like you got some irons and some different fires, and as you said, you're excelling as you go. So
Yeah, we get a little busy here and there.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So my parents, Ralph and Vicky, they have a show called Archer's Choice. This is their 23rd season.
Mhm.
And that's a archery kind of crossbow. It's kind of
Just
solely archery show. And that's been a very successful show for a very long time. And going into this 23rd season, we're trying to, every year after year, we're trying to make it better and better.
Yeah.
And I think this year we're kicking some butt. So that's really
Seriously,
good.
Yeah, we got a lot lined up for this year. We're
Yes.
all really excited for that.
Mhm. We have
Yeah.
a busy fall, and
Oh,
then
gosh, yeah.
following that, we have The Choice, which is another show, which a lot of people don't realize we have two. They have two shows.
You either know them by The Choice or Archer's
Archer's
Choice.
Choice,
It's just
yeah.
one or the other. But yeah.
So we have The Choice as well, which is anything from rifle, shotgun, archery, kind of anything,
Everything.
whatever choice of weapon. We don't want to be. I mean, as long as you're getting out into the woods, that's the goal.
Yeah.
For The Choice, and we have the 18th season of that coming up. We do have a podcast as well, which is The Choice Podcast. If you couldn't see, there's kind of a running flow.
There's a theme, yeah.
And this is all under Content King Media, which previously when we were in Illinois, we were under Archer's Choice Media Incorporated. And when we moved out here, we decided that we want to kind of change the name.
Brand new thing.
Yeah. Be more open with it, because Archer's
Right.
Choice was kind of pigeontoling us into that either archery or hunting area, where Content King Media, we want to show people that we're more than just hunting. We're outdoors. We're
Right.
anything you can think of. We want to be able to do it, and we know that we can do it. And it's just a matter of growing Content King Media now.
Yeah.
And under them, of course, we have my parents, like they're at Ralph and Vicky, all of their social medias, and then we're at RJ and Aubrey, and we're trying to grow that. But
Yeah.
we just do a few things, not that much. A team of 5.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's only several shows and a podcast and all this other stuff, right? You know, just
I know.
easy.
Yeah. Nothing, just a typical work day.
So did you always know, like growing up, that you wanted to go this route with just the creation and of content in the outdoor industry and such?
So you can laugh at this one. When I was younger, I to start off, I was kind of I just got scared of guns to begin, and then that kind of steered me away for a little while of just hunting in general, even archery, because I was a bit young for archery. I did some crossbow when I was younger, but I actually wanted to be like a live streamer, like on gaming and stuff. And I know it sounds crazy, but then come high school, of course, that turned around quite a bit. I started hunting more. I definitely got more into guns, more into archery, more into weapons in general, knives, all of it, and I love it now.
Yeah.
And getting more into the outdoors and seeing more that there is out there to do, rather than just sitting here. Not that it's a bad thing, just like playing a game or something. It's incredible to be able to get out there and experience it all. And then following that, of course, we have the incredible opportunity to make this truthfully a living, being able to go out, film, and do all these crazy things and just be able to survive off of it.
It's a blessing.
It is. It truly is.
That's awesome. What have been some of the biggest hurdles that you guys have encountered as you're working on creating this thing?
Whew.
Trying to find like kind of what's relevant, we've noticed.
Yes,
you
especially
know?
because I'm sure, as you know,
Everything's always just
everything is changing
Mhm.
all the
So,
time. Like
yeah.
reels now are blowing up. Like
Yeah.
all of your vertical videos are what get all these crazy big views, but then you have the other side where you usually don't get maybe as many subscribers, you don't get maybe as much ad revenue or whatever else might come into play. And then it's just everything's always changing. And then of course we have years and years of footage. So we try to go back and we have to go through all this footage that over the years, of course, we have like different organizations styles, so then it becomes difficult.
It can become a process, that's for sure.
Yes.
But
And then
it's
there's
okay.
tapes,
Keeps us
VHS.
busy, like we're not already busy enough.
Nothing.
It's okay. But yeah, it's really cool though to look back on that footage to see what all they did, and especially what he did growing up. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, we're going back right now actually through a lot of like the Africa stuff, because my mom and dad went back in 93 for their honeymoon, and then I think again in 95 or 96. And then I had the crazy opportunity to go with them back in 2014, 13, 14. So we're going back through all their old footage from like the 90s, and it's awesome to watch it on like the old DV cams or VHS or whatever, depending on the year, what it was. It's nostalgic, I guess you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know it. You talked about it being an ever-changing thing. We that's what we do as well as hunting and outdoor online media, and we have several different video series online, and the podcast and different avenues and stuff. And just in the few years that we've been doing this as well, very, very similar experiences with having to adapt and change as things have evolved.
Yes.
In general. Did either of you go to any sort of school or any sort of training for anything in online media or marketing or anything like that?
So we both graduated high school and have our I have like certifications, business certifications. I have quite a few of those, and then like drone certification course and all that.
I didn't really do any business. I mean, not really. I mean, in high school, there was an accounting class. That's as close as the business I got. Then I went to college for 1 semester for nursing. Like, this wasn't even the route that I was going to go. I wasn't even going to go hunting, really. But
We just drug her into it.
it's okay. But yeah, so I just kind of jumped into it new. I'm still learning so much because I actually I help manage the Ralph and Vicky pages and stuff, and we're all constantly trying to figure out what's in the now.
Yes. Yep. I guess the best way to say it is the best way that we've learned all of the stuff that we have learned is just getting into the field and getting into the workplace, or just jumping headfirst into it and being like, okay, don't do that, do that, or do this, not that.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sure you know the exact same thing.
I know exactly what y'all are talking about, and it's refreshing to hear because I feel like in not just this industry, but just industries in general, you hear about, well, guys, you got to go to school, you got to get this training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you get a leg up with some stuff like that, but I've never taken a course or anything like that. And then myself and one other guy over here, we do all of our own video editing for all of these different series that we have. And we're 100% self-taught through that. And I go back 3 or 4 years and look at some of the videos I edited, and I just want to delete them. I just want to turn them off.
We do the same thing, the exact same thing. Like even a year ago, we're like, we did that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, ooh. Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. We definitely understand that.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, and it's as funny as it is. I mean, when you search it up on like YouTube, there's so many different sources of just finding new techniques or new like little things that make that workflow just so much faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm constantly sending our production director, he's a good buddy of mine, Nick, he does all the other editing. I'm constantly sending Nick like videos and stuff, reels or stuff like, hey, check out what this guy's doing with the software, what this guy's doing. And it's just it's cool if you let it be cool, because it can be overwhelming if you like just, I don't know, let it be, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
if you look at like the full picture, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, it's a
but
little
then when you break it down and you really just kind of figure out what you need to do, what your next step is, it makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
for sure.
You let it help you grow, and that's definitely huge. So that's awesome to hear.
Absolutely.
Are y'all, and I know this is always a touchy topic for some, but are y'all dealing with any sort of censorship or throttling through the social media accounts since you dove into that?
That's good timing.
Yeah,
that's very
really
good timing.
Actually.
We actually just so we've been putting up on our YouTube page, the Ralph and Vicky YouTube page, daily. We've been putting up our old episodes because we finally are able to, and it's been great. We've been growing. We've grown. I think we started the year at like 3,000 followers, and we're over 40,000 now, which is incredible. We're very blessed to be able to somehow blow up like that for us.
Awesome.
So that being said, we've uploaded I think 9 seasons now,
Mhm.
and last week or a couple days
It
ago,
was, a good beginning of this week, I believe. Yeah.
we just got word, and they're like, "Oh, you can't get monetized for any of your videos anymore because you're taking videos from another channel." We're like, what?
What?
These are our old episodes.
Yeah.
So we have to go through a process and send them a video and be like, "Hey, this is Ralph and Vicky. They're the ones that are the hosts of the show. This is their page." Other than that, we've been pretty good. Of course, firearms are quite a touchy topic.
Yeah, especially like the suppressors.
Yeah,
stuff.
suppressors,
I've noticed
firearms.
that suppressor posts don't really do that great,
Mhm.
just because.
Yeah, so we work with
world.
Griffin Armament, and they're an awesome company. We
Yeah.
love them. We're great people, and it's just I can only imagine like what they're going through, or like Browning, or all these like AR companies or other
Yeah.
firearm companies. It's just
Yeah.
it's crazy right now with all these, especially with the laws and regulations that are changing, just ever changing.
Yeah, always.
But yeah, no, it's definitely usually YouTube. We end up having issues with like maybe old music, or I guess us posting other people's videos. I guess.
According to YouTube.
Yeah.
Or firearms. That's about it.
Yeah.
How about you?
Man,
You guys have many issues?
I feel like we get throttled quite a lot
Yeah.
outside of the hunting world, in some of the other things that I do and take part in. I manage a couple other social media accounts for non-hunting related stuff, and either similar followings or even smaller followings than what we have, and the reach is just because it has nothing to do with firearms, weapons, or hunting the outdoors, anything like that. The follower or just the account reach that you see on some of these posts is far greater, and it makes me mad, honestly. Like, I'm happy these other pages are doing good, but I'm like, why can't this one that I really care about be doing the same?
I 100% agree. It's aggravating because you're like, listen, we're all in this together. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We're just a big group of people just trying to get in the outdoors.
Yeah, exactly. Our marketing director, and he'll probably laugh when he hears this because he listens to every episode, but he was hounding me for a long time to create a TikTok for Fall Obsession, and I didn't want to do it. I did not want to cross that
Like,
line, you know? That was a line in my mind. And finally he broke me, and I created one, and we've, with the mentality from the beginning that we're just going to post like, you know, podcast clips and, you know, stuff like that. Nothing, we're going to be very intentional with what we put on there. And there was this one post that I put up there. I didn't even think about it. I was simply trying to recognize like some of our pro and field staffers that we had that had been excelling recently. And just, there was one picture from the spring where a dude was in there with his turkey. It was a nice, beautiful photo, turkey all fanned out. It looked great. And I didn't even think about it. I stuck it in there. They took it down. They just right out of the gate. And it was a reminder to me, like, okay, I forgot the world that I'm dabbling in here. I gotta be more mindful of that.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
it is. It really is just ridiculous.
Aggravating.
Yeah.
You know, like we've said, but yeah, it's.
I'm sure we can dive a lot deeper in that and upset people.
Oh yeah, everybody's got their own opinion about things, but we just all need to get along.
We do.
Honestly.
And
we're all equals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing I know that we've been trying to push or encourage people is like, there's, you know, you can only, it feels like from our seats at least, we can only do so much, you know.
Yeah.
The algorithms are what they are and everything, and you can't really touch those. So the biggest thing that we encourage people to do is just, you know, support and seek out your favorite hunting channels and pages and stuff like that, and do what you can to support them. So
yeah, definitely help us all out, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Our entire industry.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Exactly. It's crazy. So
It is.
I know y'all mentioned a couple things, I think, actually, before we officially went live, but what's coming up? What's next? I think you did say Africa, but what all we got? You're busy folks. What's next?
All right. Well, you want to start this one or get me?
Well, you leave next Tuesday for Saskatchewan.
Yep. My parents are heading. Eddie, our other employee, and I usually film a lot of the hunts. Then Aubrey will.
I'm starting to get a little bit more on the filming and stuff.
Yeah. So we leave Tuesday for Saskatchewan, where my parents will be hunting archery black bear, and then we'll be home for a day after that. And then you hop in pretty much the truck with us, and we're all heading to South Africa. This will be Aubrey and Eddie's first time, and it's going to be
Well, it'll be my first time out of the country, and that's pretty insane that I'm going to South Africa for being
for the first time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just
It's not Canada or like
it's
Mexico.
not normal.
rather than
Woo. Yeah, it's ooh, and I don't like to fly, so.
yeah,
But anyways,
slight fear of big planes.
yeah.
Slight fear.
Who's gonna go for his Cape Buffalo?
Yeah, I have the incredible opportunity.
So
We Fricky DeToy is who we're going with, and he back in '93, I think it was. My dad got his
might have been
first
96. It might have been 96. I
in the
remember
in the
it was
'90s.
somewhere like that.
My dad got his first Cape Buffalo with his bow with Fricky. In 2014, my mom got her first Cape Buffalo with Fricky with her bow, and now it's my turn. So
No, it's his turn.
hopefully,
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be
It
so
will be.
exciting.
and then after
What's
that,
everything just
Well,
kind of breaks loose.
yeah, you have a girls' trip. You're going to Tahiti.
Oh yes, Vicky and I were
just a
gonna
little
go to
vacation,
Tahiti.
which doesn't happen very often.
No, so we just took that
Yes.
chance and we ran with it. So we're gonna go for about a week, and then we're gonna come back, and it's gonna all break
and
loose
then
again.
and then everything goes crazy
know we-
to antelope,
Antelope,
to mule deer, elk,
whitetail in
whitetail
Illinois.
whitetail Kentucky,
Yeah.
in no specific order. It's just that's when kind of everything goes crazy. I think we have a few elk hunts scheduled up, a few mule deer hunts,
Yeah.
a few whitetail, of course.
Mhm. You're
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have the create this year is just beyond my belief, and I really can't believe everything's happening. But I'll have the opportunity to go up to northern BC for a mountain goat.
Oh
And
wow.
I've been training every day, to say the least.
Yeah.
I'm making sure I'm at least slightly prepared for that one, because that one I'm ready to eat some dirt for sure.
It'll be so worth it though.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
It's gonna be crazy. That one's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
That one I'm very
That's
excited.
awesome.
I'm very excited for all of them.
Yeah.
And then come next year, the beginning of next year, we'll usually head down to Florida for turkeys. We'll try to get some Merriams here, Osceolas in Florida. I don't think we're gonna do any Easterns next year. We'll be probably down in Florida for hogs, gators, some stuff like that. But
Yeah.
we're running all around,
Yeah.
and then editing and doing
schedule.
everything else inside of there.
Yeah. Trying to keep up with all the social media too.
Mhm.
It's busy, busy, busy. Never a dull moment around
Yes.
That's a crazy life. That's an awesome life, but that's
It is.
busy
We've been
for
very
sure.
blessed.
here. And thank God we all get along. We all love each other.
Yeah, we don't always pull each other's hair out. Not always. No,
No. Yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
it is.
For
It's
sure.
a great time.
Now you talked about
Yeah.
like all these elk hunts and everything. Are these your hunts specifically, or hunts that you're a producer on?
So
Mix and match, maybe. I
Are
don't.
you going out this year? Bull?
I'll have an opportunity. Personally, I'll have an opportunity for a bull here in Colorado, because we can actually get them in archery over the counter here,
Mhm.
which is crazy.
Convenient.
Yes, very convenient, very nice. Other than that,
Rough.
mostly we'll be filming my parents.
Yeah.
They drew for Wyoming, which we both got put in, but then unfortunately we didn't draw this year.
Yeah.
Although
That's okay.
somebody drew her mule deer tag for Wyoming, so that was awesome.
I'm very excited for that.
Mhm.
That's
That should be
awesome.
good. That should be
I
really
just
good.
love mule deer. They're just absolutely beautiful.
are.
But anyways,
They're
we're talking
cool.
about elk.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, elk.
I have a train that goes
We
off the rails
we
all the time.
always just go off. But
Eventually, we would circle back
we
around.
do.
Most of them, Wyoming. My mom's going down to New Mexico for an elk hunt, which you'll be filming.
Yep.
My dad's going to Utah for an elk hunt, which Eddie will be filming. They definitely did good with this year with drawing elk, because
Yeah.
Utah, I think it's every 5 years you can draw. New Mexico, we actually had a good friend an outfitter down there. They had somebody that ended up drawing that was going to get a landowner tag, and then we're going to be able to get that one. But yeah, no, we have quite the lineup.
Yeah.
for sure. That's awesome.
Are you going to be able to get out at all this fall?
Man, so I'm slowly easing my way. I'm from Texas. That's where I live, and I'm
Yeah.
slowly easing my way out of the Lone Star State. Grew up hunting whitetail and hogs down here, and then
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong at all, and plenty of opportunity for sure. But 2018 was the first time I ever ever in my life hunted out of state, and I hunted pronghorn in Montana. And
That's awesome.
shot a Pope and Young buck on day 3 with my bow. And I was
Awesome.
ecstatic, but I did not realize how fortunate I had just been to be able to do something like that. Like
That is awesome.
That's
the
so
buck
cool.
the buck was at 41 yards. Like
Oh.
I could not believe it.
Oh, that's perfect.
I went back up there the following year, and that's when I really started to realize how blessed I was the first year, because 2019 kicked my butt up there, and I ate tag soup. It was one of the best hunts of my life, don't get me wrong, and I learned a lot, but I did not come home successful. Since then, I haven't hunted out of state. I've stayed down here. We manage an 800-acre property down here for whitetail.
Awesome.
But this year, I drew a Colorado archery mule deer tag this year. So one of our regional coordinators lives up there and invited me to come up there and hunt with him. So
That's awesome.
I'll be
Good luck.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
going up there.
good luck.
I've never hunted mule deer before, so this will be a
Oh,
first
they're
experience for
awesome.
me. I'm looking forward to it. So.
You'll love it.
They're
It's-
just so beautiful.
They are.
They're racks. I just love how wide and how tall they can get. And I love their dark on their head. Oh,
It's amazing
favorite.
how much like a whitetail can resemble a mule deer, but how different they truly are. It
Yeah.
really is. They're incredible
Yeah.
animals.
yeah. They're
Whitetail are awesome. I mean, they're incredible too.
cool. Yeah, I got a thing with the whitetail though. I didn't
Yeah.
have much luck last year.
There's
with
a little
them,
vendetta going on.
but yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So
Yeah, that'll be great.
That will.
so
Do you know where about you're going?
So it's more like northeastern Colorado. It's practically
Okay.
Nebraska,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much is what I'm told. But they have a bunch of farmland up there. So
Yeah, they do.
It's not. I tell people a Colorado mule deer hunt. I think people mostly just their minds go toward mountains and stuff like that. It's not going to be that. It's going to be fun.
No,
farmland, so.
Even the plains mule deer, anywhere out like farm anything, they're really cool animals to go after. They really are.
I'm just looking forward to an experience outside my norm. That's what I'm
Yeah.
most excited about. So I'm granted, I know we all want to kill big bucks, but at the end of the day, if I'm successful at anything, it'll be
Yeah.
100%
We're
worth
right,
it.
we are 100% with you. We've never been worried about the biggest buck, or if it doesn't
no.
reach this limit. It's if it's either a good management buck, or B, it's one of those bucks that you just, if you
Trips
feel
your
like
trigger.
you want to pull that trigger, or you release, or however you're going after it, do it. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah. No, I'm all for killing like mature animals and stuff like that, but especially with these trips, like for me, it's the learning experience and the journey. So kind of, I went to Montana 2 years in a row after pronghorn, and I got asked multiple times by different people, like, why didn't you just go to New Mexico? Like, it's closer to Texas. Why'd you drive all the way across the country to go on a pronghorn hunt? I was like, because it's Montana, man.
Because
Exactly.
it's Montana,
It's
right?
Montana.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I'm out there on their version of public land, basically, and it's archery season. There's not a soul in sight. We got tens of thousands of acres all to ourselves, and not a car, not a house, nothing out there. It's just incredible.
That's awesome.
And nothing can beat it, in my opinion. So
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Nope. I'm right there with you. That is awesome. That
So-
really is.
So what have been some in your mind that stick out, some kind of I don't know if monumental is the right word, but some significant like moments or landmarks throughout your life and growing up in this industry?
That's a good question.
I put you on the spot there. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'd have to say a few of the biggest that just kind of stand out to me. Not even necessarily just hunting, but just in general. That this industry's kind of led me into is we work a lot with like Win War Outdoors, and with that they take a lot of warriors on hunts and fishing trips and everything else, and it's truly incredible to be able to see what it does for the veterans, the wounded warriors, all of them, because there are a few of them that it'll be like their first trip going in, and you can see that it's very empty inside, and then after a hunt or after a couple days or whatever it might be, they start to open up and blossom, and it's incredible to see that. And then I would say the other really cool thing that definitely has to do with hunting was when Aubrey got her first deer. That was a very special moment for me. And truthfully, it's kind of every time she hunts, because whenever she lets that release go or pulls the trigger, just you can see all of her emotions just for a couple seconds. It's like,
wait, was that a good shot? Did I get it? Did I get it?
And then all of a sudden, it's either tears or shaking and huge hugs, or she does this, and it's like multiple high fives and like trying to like hold my hand.
Yeah,
and
I don't look. It's just I'm such an emotional person that I just don't know what to do in that moment. It's such an adrenaline rush, but yeah.
I think when this last year, she was filming me for my antelope, and we're in the blind, and it's an episode coming up here, I think in a few weeks.
Yeah.
It'll be airing, and I truthfully think she was more excited than I was, and I was very excited because I shot an antelope, of course.
Yeah.
And she was sitting there bouncing, and I was like, the blind was moving. I was like, oh gosh, okay, here we go.
First time that I've ever filmed, and I'm like, I got it on film. I got it all. It was all in focus, and he got one. It was great. It was perfect.
We worked each other up. It was awesome.
Gosh,
it
yeah.
was.
We really do work each other up, though.
Yes.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's fun.
But that's what I would say. I would definitely say it's more so about seeing other people get out there and seeing how hunting or just the outdoors in general can really just change a person from just being very dry or being kind of like, I don't know if I like this, and then experiencing it, and then even if they don't like it, they have a new appreciation for it, or they do like it, and then they get, hooked. And like a lot of times they get very hooked.
Yeah. We've been blessed these past 2 years to be able to host a veteran hunt on a private land down here in Texas. One of our staff members, he basically donates the hunt every year on his place. And
well, thank you very much for doing that. We appreciate
yeah,
you guys doing that.
we're very grateful for it as well. But I've gotten to go as the producer on both of these now, and it's been really cool. Like the first one, and the Mark, who was the guy that won the hunt the first year, he listens to the podcast too, so he's probably gonna laugh when he hears this. But when I first picked him up from the airport, I was super nervous. Like I was like, this dude just flew across the country. He's a veteran. I've never met this dude before. Like I got to ride with him in a truck for 3 hours.
The intimidation happens before he gets there.
So we're gonna get to know each other real quick. But it was one of those deals. Like from both of these guys, from the second you meet them, you feel like you've known them forever. But you talked about, seeing their expressions of their emotions change, and the environment that we're hunting, it's not in the Texas Panhandle, but it's up there toward the Red River and everything. And it's a very unique environment. It's very, very flat, very open. It's not what you would normally think of when you think of whitetail country, but there are giant whitetails walking these little creeks and little patches of hardwoods and stuff. And, seeing guys first pull up and they're looking around, they're kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to see anything here. And then
like, what are we doing here?
Then when that first buck of any sort of decent size presents himself, that's when the switch flips, and they're just, you see that emotion, you see that excitement suddenly hit them, and now they are invested. Like they're happy to be out there and just be in the woods in the first place. That's the whole reason behind it. But now they start laying eyes on a big whitetail, and
then you're like, whoa.
Yeah, then the mentality changes a little bit. So it's awesome to watch. But
that is, it's incredible to watch them getting out there and just experiencing it too, because you can just, like with Wounded Warrior Outdoors, they'll do like a bigger group of the hunters or the warriors.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've probably seen it. They can be a little rough with each other. Like, it's brutal sometimes to watch, and they don't have a second thought, because they're all family, whether they met each other or not before, and they accept you into that family like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just because that they're there for you and you're there for them, and you can't beat it. Nope. You really can't.
Yeah. No, that the word family, I think, describes it very well. Just
Yeah.
Yes,
for not just for that group of guys, but just, you know, tying all of hunting and outdoors together. You know, that's ultimately what it is. So that's awesome.
Yep, we all got to stick together.
Yeah.
For sure. So Aubrey, I have a question for you.
Ooh, you're on the spot
I'll
now.
put you on the spot now.
Oh God.
So you guys met, when did you say? Was it 2018 or 2019? When
2019. I was a sophomore in high school, and he was a senior.
And I was a senior.
Ooh.
Don't worry. Everything was
Oh,
legal.
she
Don't worry.
says.
Don't worry. Everything was legal. We don't need to go there.
So you mentioned at the beginning that you never really had much exposure to hunting or the outdoors or anything until you met him. So what was it about this senior in high school Midwestern hunter that just captivated you and swept you away?
Oh well, I think it's because he's Italian. I just got no. I'm kidding.
That's fair. That's fair. You got
He's
some Italian grease.
He's gonna hate when I say this, but he truly is a gentleman. He is just the biggest sweetheart. He's just a really good guy. I mean, a lot of people in school knew that he had a TV show. I seriously didn't know anything about him. I'm like, TV show? What do you mean? Like, what do they do? Like a hunting?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I didn't ever really talk about that.
Yeah, and he's very humble, so he'll never accept any compliments anyone gives him. But he's just truly an amazing man. So,
Thank
but
you.
well, of course. But yeah, that's what it was. I guess he's just so charming.
I promise I'm not holding her at gunpoint.
No.
So he charmed you in.
Yes.
But then as you start learning about the passion that he does have for hunting in the outdoors and that runs in the family, what part of that drove you to want to try it?
It's just the being able to provide for yourself and your family was a big thing for me. And it's just great to be outdoors, you know? It's so cool. And then the passion that they had for it was really cool to see, you know, and then just learning a whole bunch of different things, whether it was hunting related or not. It's just the passion that they all had for it. I was like, you know, this would be kind of cool to get into.
We never pushed you into
No,
it.
seriously, like, yeah.
It was the first fall we started dating, wasn't it?
Yes.
I took you out and you went hunting with me.
I just sat with him, and because I just wanted to get a feeling for it, because you know I wasn't against hunting. I just didn't really know what it was going to be like, because I knew it involved killing an animal yourself. And yeah,
And I definitely remember that night because I shot one of the first good doe to come in. I wasn't kind of saving out because I just kind of wanted to have her experience it.
yeah.
And as soon as we got back to the house, she's like, "Okay, next year's my turn."
I mean, I'm all in. Yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. It seems like it's worked out well. So.
It has.
It definitely has.
It took me aback though. The first time he ever brought me over, I went and had dinner with him and his parents, and I see all these animals, and I'm like, holy crap, what did I just get myself into?
She's like, "I need to run."
And I think your mom made moose burger.
I think
I've
so,
never
yeah.
had any type. I've never had. Oh, I had venison. That was about it. But nothing. No elk. Nothing like that. And I'm like, what the heck kind of meat is this? It's amazing. She's like, oh, it's moose. And I'm like,
And she's like, "Huh?"
moose? What? So it's so cool.
And now I think moose is probably your favorite, isn't it?
Oh, moose. Yes. Yes, it's my favorite besides elk. But yeah.
So on that topic, I wasn't even planning on asking, but since you brought it up, you guys have gotten to go a lot of places, do a lot of cool things, hunt with a lot of people. What's the best wild game?
You know, I think
You're biased. You're a little bit biased.
I am biased because I have the elk bug right now. So in general, I'd say elk because I'll eat elk every single day of the year. But all kidding aside, I would say it's a really hard question to answer because it depends on the way that the people cook it. Because it's
Yeah.
like if you do a more Cajun style, or if you come out west and you do more of a jalapeno burger, or wherever you go, they all have like different styles of cooking it.
Yeah.
And like we've had some incredible black bear. We've had some incredible antelope. We've also had some really tough black bear, some really sagey antelope. We've had a little mix of kind of all of it. I do love elk and moose, and I was actually very surprised by bison. Although I will admit the one animal that I've yet to try that I'm really excited to try is nilgai. I've heard very good things about nilgai.
Yeah.
Weird looking though. Weird looking animals.
They're awesome.
But yeah, I've heard they're a delicacy.
Yes.
But yeah, you already know mine. Mine's moose.
Yeah, that's fair.
1,000% moose. And I've only had it 2 times. It's always going to be moose. Always.
And you?
Man, I love elk and bison as well. Both of those are very good. I mean, I not to disregard venison altogether. Like
This is true.
I eat 90% venison at my house, but I probably the pronghorn, the antelope was my top, at least out of what I've gotten to try so far. And the one that I killed, Drew and I processed the whole thing that night. Like, cut it up. He had a deep freeze there in the shop, so we put it in the deep freeze, and so it was frozen for me to drive back to Texas the next day.
Yeah.
So flash forward 2 days later, I'm pulling in at home, and it's like, well, we're gonna eat one of these backstraps tonight. So
That's the best.
T minus 2 days since this thing was walking around, and so I seasoned it with a dry rub, and we wrapped it in bacon, slow cooked it on the grill. Everything wrapped in bacon is better.
It truthfully is.
So,
seriously.
And my wife will tell you as well. Like that is the best wild game she's ever had too. It literally would melt in your mouth. I could not believe it. There was zero fat. It did not taste gamey or sagey or anything like that. It was unbelievable. I'd eat that every meal if I could. So
that is awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bacon wrap. Yeah.
We've made antelope a few times here. I think we still have some in the fridge. We're gonna do that now. Just say no.
Yeah. Another dinner idea.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Next day. Tomorrow.
Let's do it tomorrow. It's Friday. Go out with a bang.
I threw some venison tenderloins on the grill the other day, and she got mad at me because I didn't wrap them in bacon. they were still amazing, but
yeah, what are you doing?
She's like, "There's bacon in the bottom of the fridge." I was like, "I didn't know that, but they'll be good anyway." So.
Come on, you can't make those mistakes.
I know, right? Rookie mistake. I should know better.
That's awesome.
Well, I know we might chat a little bit after the podcast is over, but as we're starting to get toward the end of our recording time here, we have some questions that we like to ask first-time guests on the podcast, so I'll hit each of you with these. Put you on the spot again, you know. The first one, and I know you have already talked about some of your experiences and everything, but for each of you, what is your most memorable hunting experience, however you want to put it, to date so far?
I'll let you start this one off.
Mine would have to be my mule deer that I got. When was it? Last year, or was it?
That was last year.
Yeah.
No, that was beginning of this year, in January.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Special tag for that.
Yeah, I got the opportunity to go on one of their good friends' ranches and harvest like a dream mule deer, like my first buck, and it was just
first buck, first mule deer.
Yeah, everyone was there. I mean, I had Ralph over my shoulder. Just, Ralph is so passionate, and he just wants everyone just to be so successful, and wants to love what they're doing, and so he's just in my ear talking, and I just blocked him out, and I made like a perfect shot, and
you did.
Oh my gosh, it was just crazy, and it was so special to have everyone there, like all my family, the whole family. Yeah, it was crazy. Never did I ever expect to get that big of a buck for my first buck, because they always said we're gonna work you up, and I'm like, that's fine, any buck's gonna be fine with me. But yeah, it was really cool. That's my favorite.
I was glad to be there.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was awesome.
That was one of those ones where it took a second. It actually took what? It was probably a good 30 seconds of you just kind of.
Well, yes, because
shot.
Previously I had hunted whitetail in Illinois, and I had no luck. I actually missed a couple times with my bow and wasn't very confident. And yeah, but
and then it settled in, and then
We rewatched the footage, and he did the kick, and we saw where the bullet went in. It was just.
and then we found it, and then it just. It was
waterworks.
awesome.
It's cool. It's cool.
That is awesome.
I would have to go with, and if my dad watches this, he's gonna laugh at me because he's gonna think I'm crazy because I grew up in whitetail country up in Northwest Illinois, and I loved whitetail. I still love whitetail. I'm not saying like that, but I ended up getting like that western bug, and I like to hike around. I like to go explore, go try to find the animals, or try to figure out what you need to do next, type of thing.
Yeah.
So I got like very focused with all that kind of stuff, and then I wasn't as in love with like tree stands and ground blinds and sitting there doing one of these for
Just waiting.
days until a deer comes by. So as crazy as it sounds, I'd probably say not last year, but 2 years ago now. We were in Illinois, and we were hunting a dear friend of ours. He has a place up there still, and my dad was filming me, and there'd been this beautiful buck that had kept coming through, and the crazy thing was a couple days before, our other friend ended up missing it, and it came right back past the stand that he sat and missed it the night that my dad was filming me, and I had the opportunity to take that buck, and it was awesome. It was my biggest buck to date, and it was cool to share that with my dad, just because I don't get too many crazy opportunities for him to film me.
Yeah.
Which I just kind of felt special because I was like, oh, it's kind of like the roles have changed for once. It was really cool though, because up there again, that's one of those situations where it's like I kind of have an idea of like when to grunt, snort, wheeze, whatever else, whenever the deer are at a distance, coming closer, going into the timber, all that fun stuff. But to have my dad there and kind of walk me through it and just how he's always done it and what he figured out over his many, many years of hunting and experiencing all the whitetail and sharing his knowledge with me, it was just really cool to be able to do that. And then take a photo behind the deer with him, of course.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Both of those experiences that y'all have just described, like yours, Aubrey, being able to share that with just the whole crew, with the whole family, and the emotions that come with that. And then I have a soft spot for like father-son hunting stories and everything, just because I grew up hunting with my dad and still do to this date. But it was like in high school, like as soon as I got my driver's license and I could go out there by myself, it was like I was out there by myself all the time, and I took it for granted just because at that point, like Dad and I, it was less frequent that we would hunt together or be out there at the same time and whatnot. And now, as an adult, like things have come full circle, and now we're back on a hunting lease together, and it's just a different perspective being able to hunt with him again, now. And then this year, my son, he's 5 this year, so he's going to start going with us again this year. So we'll have 3 generations out there, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome.
But it's I have an appreciation definitely for the father-son hunting dynamic, and then valuing those experiences and everything, never taken for granted, for sure. So
yep, and I definitely learned that. That's for sure.
Yeah,
and you said it. You hit it right on the head.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So next question for both of you, and I'm excited to hear what y'all's answer is to this one, because you guys have gotten to do, like I said earlier, a lot of things already. But what is toward the top of that bucket list that you guys have not gotten to do yet in regards to hunting?
That is a good question.
I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
Okay. I definitely am in love with predators. I've always had like just this draw to them, whether it's bears, big cats, wolves, coyotes, anything. I would say things that are upcoming that I might have an opportunity at. I am really hoping I could possibly go after like a hyena or something over in Africa. I think that would be incredible. But in the long run, I would have to say big cats. I love big cats. They're so cool.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily have a specific one. I love mountain lion, jaguar, all of them. I know there's a lot of them that are obviously you can't shoot, like tigers and stuff,
Right.
but they're really neat to me. And I love wolves too, of course. Wolves are
Well,
awesome.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, they're cool.
Predators. That's pretty much the big kind of umbrella cover there.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
Well, mine would be, so it used to be an archery bull elk, which would still be absolutely crazy. Like that's still top of my list, but the one that I probably won't have a chance at for a long time just because they are expensive.
Oh, I know where this one's going.
You heard
It would be
expensive.
an ibex.
An
It would
ibex?
be an ibex. I love the way that their horns just go woo, all the way back and the ridges on them. They're just a really beautiful, beautiful animal. And I want to go on a challenging hunt, like an actual challenging mountain. Like, I don't know, are they mountain goats? You would know. I don't know. It's like a type of goat. Is it ibex? I don't
Yeah,
know.
like a ram.
Yeah, it's just I want to go on like a challenging hunt, and I just think that would be so awesome to do and accomplish by myself. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's one of mine.
Well, that's very cool. Both of those answers, I think, are first on the podcast. So I know we've never had anybody say ibex, and
Yeah, that one's a little bit out there.
Yeah, they're just so unique, you know.
nothing wrong
Oh,
with that.
actually, wait. Can I take my
Oh,
back?
you're
I'm
gonna-
sorry. I just
Oh,
figured out.
we got to go
Wow.
back.
I'm sorry.
All right.
How rude.
It's actually what my dad's bucket list is, and it's an archery brown bear on the coast in either Alaska or Kodiak or somewhere up there. That would probably be the top of my list, just because that's my dad. My dad's that's his top of his list that he's always wanted to. He's tried a few times. He got one with his muzzleloader, and they've gotten them with rifles, but he's never gotten with archery, which
Wow.
that would be incredible.
Especially if you two both went on like
That would be-
together.
That would be the hunt of a lifetime for me.
Oof.
That truly would.
Yeah.
Those brown bear hunts I've heard can be pretty intense up there,
Yeah.
especially if you're trying to get in bow range.
Yeah, I've seen and heard stories, and I think it'd be incredible.
Makes you nervous. Makes the other one who's staying home nervous.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna try to go there. We had a I don't know, it's probably been almost 100 episodes or something ago. We had a brother sister duo that hunted up there for brown bear, and they got one. This was a couple years ago now, but it ended. He put, I think at the end of it, he put 4 or 5 rounds with his rifle in this bear at
Ooh.
400 something yards. And then he had a malfunction with his firearm, and this bear wasn't going down, and they ended up having to move and leave, and the bear came after him. Like it's a pretty intense story for sure.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
I've
yeah,
heard
they're nothing to mess around with.
I mean, you look up any bear hunt or any type of bear, you undoubtedly can find the horror stories and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just-
Oh, yeah.
I used to be like, no, never a bear hunt ever, and now I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do it one day. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Of
do
course,
it.
you gotta try it at least once, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I understand completely. It's always a little nerve wracking sometimes, especially like you said, Aubrey, when you're the one at home. So
Yeah, you know? You know, you gotta come back.
Don't worry. I'll hit him right where it hurts.
Oh my gosh, don't. He's got all the dad jokes, and he's not
I do.
even. He's only 22. He's not even a dad.
hey, just starting early. It's okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. I gotta start compiling all of them over the years.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it's an archive for sure.
All right, I gotta ask then. What's your best dad joke?
Oh,
Oh
my
my gosh.
best dad joke.
Yeah, I gotta ask. I'm
Oh,
putting you on
now
the
you're
spot.
putting me on the spot. Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
word, man. I don't even know if I could come up with one. I'm all about like
He's like, I don't need dad jokes.
I'm about the witty in the moment responses, you know, like
That's fair.
I gotta hear somebody say something and a light
And
bulb
then-
goes off. I have a devious side. I'm full time outside of the hunting industry. I'm a full time firefighter. So
Oh, well, thank you.
thank you. There every third day, I live basically for 24 hours with 10 other dudes. So, and we're all at heart just a bunch of big children. So, I have to hear that moment. I have to hear that one saying, and then it's like, oh, that's it. That's my moment. That's my time to shine right there.
That's awesome.
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. I'll keep you guys on here after we finish recording for just a second, but we'll wrap up our time here on the show. Before we conclude, though, can you guys tell our listeners where they can find you guys on all of your shows and all of your social media endeavors?
Yeah. So for kind of cover all, it's contentkingmedia.com. And that's kind of our big website, and you can kind of see everything from there. We're at RJ and Aubrey on like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We do a few TikToks here and there, not too crazy often.
Yeah.
That was one like you. We're deciding if we wanted to do it or not.
I don't even have TikTok, so I don't really know what he posts on there. Hopefully, it's not anything bad.
It's whatever you see on all the other social medias, pretty much.
Yeah.
And my parents are at Ralph and Vicky for everything.
Yeah.
If you want to go check them out.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, it was
a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed getting to know you guys and everything, and it's been awesome to have you on the show. Hopefully, we can do it again sometime. It'd be cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Awesome. Well, for our listeners out there, thank you guys for listening. If you're new to the podcast and you haven't already, hit that follow and subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening on. We're on all major podcast platforms, as well as YouTube, Carbon TV, and Waypoint TV. So check us out on all those places. FallObsession.com is the website. That's the hub. That's where you can go to find all of our content. There's the cat that we were hearing. It's waving goodbye. The most interactive animal that we've had so far on the podcast.
If Captain was awake, he would be all over this. Trust me.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We've had a guest run out of their chair by their dog before, but just crawling all over him, trying to get him to move.
Oh no.
It was funny.
That would be probably him.
Yeah, he's tired.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine, man. FallObsession.com is the website for anybody who wants to go check it out. That's where all of our media runs through our different video series, our podcast, our educational content, and our apparel and all that kind of stuff. Go check us out on there. Ridge Rock Hunt Company is the podcast partner. Derek and Lacey over there in Mississippi. They work hard to book hunts with vetted outfitters across the country. So if you're looking for that next bucket list or dream hunt, you want to set it up with a trusted source, give Derek a call, and he will work with you on timeline, licensing costs, all that good stuff, and get you figured out. So Ridge Rock Hunt Company, go check them out. Thank you again, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We're back again next week for another episode. I'll catch you then.